Hello, my name is Bill Baker, and I'm located in Los Angeles, and I am one of the founders dedicated to disrupting our collective unhealthy lifestyles. We have been busy creating a personalized nutrition platform which examines the foods we consume, because there is nothing more personal than that. Simply put, there are no standard and accurate metrics to measure health and nutrition. The focus has always been on weight loss, which is fighting the wrong battle. There seems to be a new diet every day. To be truthful, I wish there was a single problem. There are myriads of them. Labels are useless and confusing. And the last time I turned over my plate, there was no nutrition info listed on it, which is precisely why we created NEWtritionIQ, a brand new methodology for accurately tracking nutrients consumption. By the way, calorie counting was initiated in 1918. We believe it's time for a new health paradigm. The only way to solve the problem is to put together the right mix of core competency, including nutrition. And nutrition expertise alone is simply not enough. It has been tried and failed miserably. This enabled us to create our core technology, focusing on 6 macros that make up our NQ engine, including the 5 food groups and the daily values of each of the 37 nutrients recommended by the FDA. When I first started, I had no idea there were 37 nutrients. And to make matters worse, these 37 nutrients, which by the way, we need to consume every day, come with their own assigned daily values and include different measurements. There are grams, milligrams, micrograms, more grams than I can count. Making sense of it all took a long, long time, but we did it. However, we also knew we had to simplify the output so consumers wouldn't have to dig up their quantitative equations in order to calculate the results. Complex input, simplified output. In essence, what we created is credit scores for food. And to prove our point, we indexed the most popular foods in the US and are currently in the process of calculating NQ scores for thousands of meals consumed by all of us, each and every day. To our knowledge, there is no such thing as a nutrition graph, which is the back end of our solution. Those of you who understand the value of big data should appreciate the value we will be creating. We'll be able to see trends before anybody else, which of course is the promise of big data. Not to take light of it, but competition is like the weather in Chicago. It changes quickly and often. For the most part, what's out there are numerous calorie counting apps masquerading as nutrition tracking platforms. Any effort is better than no effort, but none are accurate and complete in any way. There's a huge void. We plan to fill it.
Time.
All right.
Maybe some of the judges would like to ask some question, which will be the summary of your project NEWtrition. Who would like to be the first one?
So I have a question. Having tried this myself, there's different philosophies out there. Some people think that, lean carb is the right philosophy, and then there's other philosophies. And so wouldn't you have to pick a philosophy to come up with your score? And what if as a consumer, I'm not excited about that philosophy?
First of all, philosophy is like religion, right? And we don't argue religions and philosophies. We don't debate it. Yeah. We're focused on those 37 nutrients that are recommended by the FDA. And we're gonna tell you, based on the foods that you eat, we're gonna tell you what you're getting, but more importantly, what is it that you're not getting. The only way to accurately get an audit of the vitamins and minerals you consume is a blood test. There's also a hair sample, but that's the only way. At this point, what we're saying is that we need to have an audit of every nutrient that we consume.
Okay, I understand, but they're in your algorithm to come up with your score. There must be, I don't know. I just wonder if, there's a lot of different diets out there, and the science is very unsettled. And so I'm just wondering.
Which is, and you bring a valid point. As I noted, our NQ engine incorporates the 5 food groups that we're supposed to consume. Okay, so that's a starting point. These are not our philosophy and religion. That's FDA and CDC recommendations. So we're starting with a science that's already been established. We just add a lot more, you know, a lot more accuracy to,
Right.
you know, to the process.
I wonder too, I mean, maybe if you could get some validation, somebody to say, maybe it's the FDA to say this is FDA validated, or some organization that, you know, that you know, it might add credibility. I don't know. I'm struggling here with it, but that's just.
Look, that's fair. First of all, FDA does not validate anything. Okay,
Okay.
they don't validate private companies or
Yeah.
efforts. Okay, the idea is that what we're looking for, and it will be going out very shortly, is to have this validated by the Nutrition Forum and the Society of Nutritionists. The co-founder of the company is Dr. Joan Salji Blake, who has been a clinical professor of nutrition for 30 years at Boston University. Trust me, we have a solid insight into the whole problem of nutrition tracking.
Okay.
I have a question about the processed and the ultra-processed food. How is it related to the nutrition quotient?
So what we do is we take the information of the ingredients of the packaged and processed food. We'd have to know what the ingredients are, and we put it inside our machinery, if you will, and we come out with a score. Okay? This is no different, using the analogy of credit score. This is no different than credit score. A lot of people don't know what are the variables they're going to make up a credit score, but they do know their own credit scores. And that is valuable to both lenders as well as borrowers. So it's the you know, the analogy and the process is actually very similar.